So hello, LinkedIn, Instagram people. If you're not aware, I am Mr. Worley. I'm on, well, not Mr. Worley, but I am on Instagram as Mr. Worley. So today, we're having a chat to Paul Snow, who is the principal director of a new startup, which is Red Tree Legal. Paul.
Hi Ben, thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for popping down. You can hold the very small mic. Ben Duggan, please, if you are going to post some stuff, please, if you could post some nice stuff. So Paul, just in a quick nutshell, just explain to us about yourself, where you've come from, and maybe a little bit about Red Tree Legal and what differentiates you guys from the traditional conveyancer or solicitors in Geelong.
Yeah, sure. So just to give you a brief background, I've got a long history in family law with legal aid when I first started studying law. So I ideally thought I was going to be a family lawyer. I got into private practice and realised it's not something that I wanted to do. Having a young family myself, I just didn't see myself in that role. So eventually I went out into private practice. I started at a law firm in Williamstown. I was one of 3 lawyers and basically practicing in the property law area. Cut my teeth there in Williamstown and came out to Torquay, beautiful Torquay, bought some land out there, moved my family out here. I knew we had to grow because I had my second daughter. So I was at a firm in Torquay for just under 18 months. I got to sink my teeth into a lot of property law matters, which then led into the commercial side of law in retail and commercial leasing, sale and purchase of businesses, but also then did wills and deceased estates. But very much conveyancing and property law is my bread and butter. Then just looking at the way life is, being a young man, being a professional, I thought I'll go out on my own. So I decided to start up.
Startup.
So I thought I'd just get out there and make it my own way and get out there. So.
So if you, I know, and I speak a lot about, I'll hold the really tiny mic. I speak a lot about passion when I talk to people. You'd obviously have to have an immense amount of drive and passion, because having your own business, it's obviously not an easy process. There's a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of money.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, we put in a lot of hours now. Obviously you've got to build the groundwork.
Got to grow it.
Back up. So I mean, my passion, coming from a legal aid background, has been breaking down the barriers to give clients access to not just justice but information. I mean, everyone's got information overload out there these days with Google. And then they sort of get tricked into the falsehood of knowing that, thinking that the archaic type lawyer knows everything and therefore they're always right. So I always try and first seek out with the client what their goals and aspirations are and what they're trying to achieve first of all, and then see how we can maneuver that within the law, obviously, to get the right results for them. So really making a difference in people's lives is the reason why I'm doing this. And so for some people, conveyancing, buying their first home is the biggest decision they're ever going to make, and maybe it's their only interaction with a lawyer at this stage, apart from wills and things like that, which I dive into as well. But I like to see the results at the end of the client. So my clients and I have a relationship per se, and it's a relationships business. So I find that if I'm able to deliver the best outcomes for them, I mean, not of course every outcome isn't the best, but I try and explain where we can't get the result that they want, and they're normally satisfied with the explanation.
Yeah, and I think if as obviously if you're dealing with anyone, with people, if you're upfront, and obviously you're honest and ethical, you're generally going to get a good result. I know basically the major question we get when we deal with, especially first-home buyers, but buyers that maybe haven't purchased for a while is, and you guys obviously do conveyancing, is what is a conveyancer? What are the specific things that a conveyancer does for a purchaser when obviously they purchase a block of land or a house? Yeah,
so I mean, a conveyancer comes from the old terminology, a conveyance. So essentially you're conveying a piece of land to a purchaser. Essentially what they do is that they get involved at the very start. I like to get involved before a client signs a contract, so I can have some negotiating power with an agent possibly, and at least give them tips and traps of what to be aware of in relation to the conditions and the property.
So making sure you review any contract before the client specifically signs.
Correct. And then that way we can have a good hour-long discussion about my advice, what they can do there, what is involved with the property, keeping, even if it's land and it's a long time settlement, there's conditions like keeping the property in good repair or making sure the lawns aren't
maintaining,
correct.
Exactly.
So I mean, I get involved at the very start and really just hold their hand through it. So I'll step them through it and say what's required in relation to, for a large scale subdivision, you're talking settlement 18 months long. They get updates from agents, and then sometimes they want feedback from the lawyer. And we're not your traditional type of law firm where we bill on 6-minute increments. Like, we're all fixed fees, so and we're very transparent with that. We don't shy away from the fact that we're trying to disrupt the market. The fact is, law firms and conveyancers traditionally haven't kept up with client service deliveries. So when I say I'll hold my client's hand through it, I'll literally walk them through every step and every
for the entire
correct. I mean, and I say to them, if you have any questions throughout the matter and you just want to raise it with me, just pick up the phone and call me. Don't be scared. I'm not going to cost you, invoice you on a 6-minute increment bill on a phone call, because at the end of the day, that's what you come to me for. You come to me for my expertise and my knowledge. The way I see it, my ideology is if you can get that information from Google, then I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you.
Exactly.
It,
you cease to be a reason, obviously, to use your skills.
Correct. So I mean, that's where I see the relationship building occurs, and I think it comes back from my legal aid background of providing access to information
and helping people.
Correct.
So, last thing before we go. So you've sat down with the client, you've reviewed the contract, you've held their hand, you've obviously got them up to a point where they're comfortable in proceeding. The bit at the end, I've always wondered this, so obviously settlement. What happens at settlement? I've envisaged you guys would then meet up with the developer's conveyancer, whoever it is. You'd sit in a room, you'd look at checks, signatures. Is that the case? Does that happen?
I mean, we're in a transition point where everything's going online now. So where you said, what do you do in terms of conveyancing? The biggest flashpoints are the start, the middle, when you're dealing with the funds and providing the conveyancing documents to the bank. So you're getting all their loan funds ready, and then at the end. So just about a week or 2 weeks prior to settlement, and especially in a large subdivision, you normally get notice from the vendor's lawyer. This is when settlement's happening. When you have a settlement date.
So is that statement of adjustments? Is that what that is? Or
similar, So normally we'll get notification when a plan of subdivision's been lodged at the titles office. So we expect that to be registered within a month, and then we start actioning our items again. So we get our adjustments ready. We send advice to our clients. We're adjusting on services. We confirm with the bank how much funds are available to draw from, and if there's any shortfall, we of course tell the client we need this amount of money for your settlement.
So they've got time to obviously.
Correct.
Get it resolved.
So we normally do that at least 2 weeks prior to settlement, and then we of course meet up with the developer's lawyer. Sometimes it can happen in a room. We're at Red Tree. We're leveraging the latest technology so that we don't have to do that, because of course, and that means that you're paying for a settlement agent to go to a settlement.
So you don't do that, it's someone else that goes and sits in the room.
Correct. So I'll appoint an agent, or one of our staff members will go. Of course, because we're fixed fee, we try to avoid all costs being imposed on our client. We'll send our support staff over to the settlement. Everyone sits in a big circle, hands over checks. The bank gets the title. Everyone walks away happy. Now everything's transitioning online. So where we can possibly, we do probably about 80% of our settlements online, trying to get to about 100% now. But of course, not everyone's capable yet.
Well, it's obviously a time process while everyone else gets on board.
But exactly. From August 2019, everything's going to be online. So we're leveraging that now. So if you're a house, you can get the proceeds of sale same day. Whereas previously, if you hand it over a check, you have to wait for the bank check to clear. So we're ahead of the curve in terms of delivering those outcomes for our clients, because at the end of the day, it's their best interest.
Well, and I suppose that's the good thing. You're a new business, so it's a startup. So you would be on top of the cutting edge technology, as opposed to maybe some of the traditional agents, as you said, might be just a bit behind the curve.
Correct. And the thing is, that's where we try and show clients where we add value. So, we're fixed costs, but this is where we'll go the extra mile for you to show you that we care about what outcomes are for you. So.
Excellent. Now we're getting close to 10 minutes, so I know if we are over 10 minutes, we can't post on LinkedIn. So Paul, pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
And
thank you, everyone.
We'll obviously talk to you guys in the future. We'll see you next time.